Welcome to Data Fest Africa 2024, Day 3. A round of applause as Femi comes up.
Thank you so much for having me here to actually share from my expertise on the topic smart farming, artificial intelligence innovations in agriculture. And I hope that you're going to have a very thrilling and amazing time in my presentation. So, by the way of introduction, my name is Femi Adekoya, and they call me the Flying Farmer. Yeah, I look fly. Thank you so much. So, I want you to call me that name. Thank you so much. So, I fly. I don't have wings, but agriculture actually takes me off, flies me around the world. And with agriculture, I have a voice. Right. So I'm the founder and managing director at Integrated Area Precision and Precision Feed Academy. This is actually where we are raising the next generation of tech-inclined and digitally savvy farmers and agricultural professionals who are not going to just be observers of these technologies, but who are going to be players, influencers, and creators or developers of this technology in Africa. This is what we actually do at Precision Feed Academy. If you want to clap, please do it confidently. All right, and I know I have short time. I'm just trying to lay a good foundation and open your mind. Perhaps you can be able to see credibility in what I'm going to share today. I also represent the International Society for Precision Agriculture in Nigeria, while I also contribute as the National Chapter Lead for the World Food Forum. And I do appreciate the opportunity to actually be here. And I do not take it for granted, as I had to travel back from Rome, from the World Food Forum, yesterday night, and to join this program. All right, so the next slide, let's quickly go. They said I have 20 minutes. So what's the growing role of artificial intelligence in agriculture? We've actually been hearing about artificial intelligence. And I know that I'm speaking to data and artificial intelligence professionals, but from the bio you have actually read, I cannot actually call myself an artificial intelligence professional. I am actually somebody who applies artificial intelligence into agriculture. So, with my 12 years experience in agriculture, I know that I can do little or nothing without technology. And that is why we are talking about this. So, I don't need to actually define again to you what is artificial intelligence. At least we know human intelligence. And we try to simulate it into something that is not human, right? So let's move on. But we have artificial intelligence as a technology or innovations from artificial intelligence because there are actually challenges and problems. For me, technology is not the end. Technology has to be a tool to drive us to an end, to actually drive us to a particular point where we say, yes, mission accomplished. But mission is not accomplished by just developing models and algorithms, but it has to solve problems. So we have to identify the problems. One is the fact that we are increasing in population and there are more than enough mouths to feed. We have less food in our supply. So we talk about food security today because we are having rise in demand for food. We also have environmental issues. Climate change is actually the topic and the issue of the day. Farmers cannot actually say, it's going to rain today. Oh, this is when it's going to rain. This is what I should do. It makes agriculture becomes a guesswork. But how can we actually eliminate guesswork from agriculture, from all of these environmental challenges like climate vagaries. Talking about soil degradation. And that is also another thing entirely, because soil is very, very important for us to actually grow crops. I can say more than 98% of the food that we eat in terms of crop, plant-based, comes from the soil. So, but there is a challenge of soil degradation. Not only that, pests and diseases. And I know many of you do not actually know this problem. You just see food on your table, you buy, right? That's all. But the farmer faces more challenges to actually produce that food that you eat or you have eaten this morning. So producing food is not just you coding it through the computer. You have to go to the field. You have to combat a lot of challenges. Low productivity, and also we have scarcity of labor, or the labor cost is actually going high. And we also have the need to grow sustainably. Let me see if this works. Oh, I think it works. So why artificial intelligence? Why do we need to actually use artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is actually needed because I believe it's a game changer. It's a game changer to deliver to us efficiency. We know that artificial intelligence is just human intelligence that we have actually just created into an inanimate object, just in a layman term. If I'm right, right? Okay. But we also know the problem with humans: inefficiency, error due to parallax, human error. But these are actually not efficiency. But with artificial intelligence, we can be able to guarantee better efficiency with high confidence. So we need artificial intelligence as a solution for efficiency. Sustainability is also something that we need artificial intelligence for. And most importantly, yield optimization. We want to actually ensure that we get the best yield. I mean, the maximum yield out of little, using small resources to actually deliver the highest possible yield that we can get per meter square or from a unit. Now, to the context of Africa, we are Africa. I'm so passionate about Africa. I said the other time, it is my vision to actually raise the next generation of tech-inclined and digitally savvy farmers and agricultural professionals who are not just going to be observers of these trends. Oh, it is this, it is AI, it is LLM, it is blah, blah, blah. But we need to actually develop context-specific technology or innovations that actually solve our problem. Do you agree with that? Thank you. So in Africa, we are actually living in a resource-scarce environment. Resource scarcity. Farmers actually grapple. Our farmers, when they are supposed to use 100 kg of fertilizer per hectare, they don't even have money for 20 kg. Oh, even if they have money, it is not actually supplied in abundance because there is scarcity of it. Farmer A is trying to do highest bidder. There is scarcity, either by cost or by production. Smallholder farm structure. We actually depend on smallholders in Africa. And this actually poses a bit of limitation because I, for one, believe that technology, one of the benefits of technology is to allow us scale, not to allow us remain small. Okay, this is what I mean. It is logical for you to actually call a tractor to come and work on 100 hectares of land than a tractor come and work, to come and plow on 1 acre of land. Yes or yes? That's the power of technology. It's to scale your effort. But many of our farmers are actually smallholders. So this is actually a challenge. And how do we actually contribute to solving this problem? Aging farming population. I don't need to say much about that. But I believe that we can be able to use technology to bring youth back into agriculture, and so that they can be able to see agriculture as a noble and a rewarding career. Okay, there's lack of technology, youthful and digital inclined demography. Just like you are seated here. Are you not digitally inclined? Yes. So the power of innovation in the power of AI-powered innovations in agriculture. The next slide. So I will be this presentation. I bet that it's not exhaustive because of the time I have. But one of the important way that AI-powered technology or innovation is contributing into the agriculture industry is through precision agriculture. And what is precision agriculture? I need to say it again. When you hear precision agriculture, it's not about technology. No. Precision agriculture is a concept. It's an approach to farming that actually, in simple man's language, leverages data from different sources and you acting upon that data to take action. Allowing you to actually apply the right thing at the right time and at the right location. Talking about precision. That's what precision agriculture is about. So, how can we actually collect data, be it spatial data, temporal data, spectral data, and many other data that are individual, weather data and all that? How can we then combine them together to be able to make informed decision that allows us to be able to take action on the ground? That's actually what precision farming is about. And I believe you agree with me that that is also called smart farming. Okay, let me say it again in another way. When I was actually studying economics, as a module, my lecturer told me there are actually 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, right? Or the manager. But there's one that I discovered through critical thinking. For the manager to actually optimize the previous resources, land, labor, and capital, he needs information. You need information to be able to optimize the aforementioned resources, to be able to produce the best and maximally. So this is where data is very, very important. And this is where we're talking about precision agriculture. Precision agriculture guarantees us, if we are actually applying little, we are supposed to be getting maximum out of it. Now, remote sensing and UAVs. UAVs means unmanned aerial vehicle, aka drones. Why have I actually highlighted this as actually AI-powered innovation? Now, I said that precision agriculture is actually one of the ways that artificial intelligence or AI-powered innovation is transforming agriculture. But for us to actually have artificial intelligence solution or innovation, we agree that we need data. Am I right? So, remote sensing is actually a way for us to actually collect this data, particularly images or vision data. So, if we combine artificial intelligence and remote sensing, of course, UAV is also a remote sensing technology. What do we actually get? The next slide. Access to data-driven insight. I know that some of you have studied agriculture or you have people studying agriculture. Please advise them not to only study agriculture these days. Our curriculum in the school is deficient. Tell them to pay attention to data-driven agronomy, data-driven agriculture. That's the end thing now. It's not even the future. And I will explain what we are actually doing with this. The next slide. Let me see if this works. Right. So the data we are able to collect on the field, either with satellite imagery or with drones, we can be able to use artificial intelligence model innovations, right, to detect farm boundaries without going on the field I'm beginning to measure. Oh yeah, take the proof from that point to this point. Let us know the perimeter of the farm. Why is this important? What you cannot measure, you cannot manage. Am I right? What you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So a farm that you do not know the size, the area, the perimeter, how do you want to actually manage it? How do you want to say this is actually the right resources, the amount of resources I need to be able to generate X amount of this? And that's actually the data we're talking about. Is that relatable? Thank you. Okay. Fruit tree detection. And fruit tree detection, so we can actually be able to, either through satellite imagery or drones, images we collect from drones, we can be able to do tree detections on the field. Imagine you going to, which state produces oil palm most in Nigeria? Edo State. I think I will agree. Edo or Cross River? Edo State. Okay. So, and you have vast amount of oil palm. But you do not actually know how many oil palm you have on the field. And UAC want to actually partner with you. You cannot be able to say, this is how much I should be harvesting in the next 5 years, because you do not know your plant population. So, but with this, when we're actually able to collect this data and process it, use artificial intelligence model, particularly, you call it deep learning, right? We can be able to count how many number of oil palms we have on ground. And this is also applicable to many other fruits. I'll also share more because my time is running out. Okay. With detection and mapping, we do this very well at integrated area precision. So that's the first image there. So when we actually fly with drones, we collect the data, we make an auto mosaic of the farm, and then we put it into the machine. We're able to delineate or detect weeds out to be able to generate a map like this. What this gives to the farmer would allow you to actually walk down to the place that you have more weed with precision. You can be able to also get this map into a tractor or a drone to spray specifically where there are weeds. So that would actually help you reduce the chemical you are using and also the time to be able to control weeds, while also saving the environment. Crop type classification. This is actually an example from satellite imagery. And you can see the crops, according to regions, have been classified just by detection. Okay? Crop phenotyping. Phenotyping is I studied agriculture, and when I was doing my project, I suffer. I suffer. You will have to, I was working on cashew, and I have to take data on these cashew plants. You know what I mean by data? You will use tape rule to measure. You will count all of the leaves on the cashew plants. Yes. Although it's not the big tree, not just one, no, 400 plants, samples to collect. That is actually phenotyping. But when we actually we can use data collected with drones and artificial intelligence to be able to accentuate out the point of interest. This is, for example, this example that is here is grain pinnacle identification from wheat. So this is from an area imagery. That red lines that you can see there, that's actually the pinnacle. That's the edge of the wheat. And with this, we can be able to use it to do yield prediction, because I'm able to then know the size of the pinnacle and then extrapolate that into volume and into weight. That gives us understanding of what we are going to be harvesting maybe in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. Guess what? If you are a farmer, you might not really understand if you are not a farmer, but as a farmer, it gives you power to know that I am harvesting so tons in the next 2 weeks. And it allows you to be able to negotiate before you even harvest. Does that make sense? This is actually what artificial intelligence is giving to us. Pest and disease detection. We can be able to use things called vegetation indices, but from vegetation from vegetation indices, we can be able to train artificial intelligence to be able to know where there are pest and disease hotspots on the field. When we are able to know that, the agronomists do not need to just ramble around randomly to actually detect. It will go straight directly to where there is disease and pests and actually address the situation. That's it. Does that make sense? Are you following me? Oh, thank you. I think I'm wrapping up. And crop yield estimation. This is also another way. And this is very, very interesting. This plant that you see here, that's actually a cabbage plant. Cabbage. Okay. But in the cabbage market, or cabbage market, you buy per size. The size of the head. This is how big the cabbage is that you are going to sell. Am I right? But the question is, how can I estimate or know, grade the size of my cabbage on the field before I harvest? Because if you harvest a cabbage, your time starts now. You know that your time starts now. And you are under pressure to actually quickly sell. If you are under pressure to quickly sell, you have low negotiation power. But if you can be able to know before you harvest, before you pull out from the soil, you understand what it means. So with artificial intelligence, we are able to, drones, we first fly the field, collect the data, do the automosaic of the field, just like a satellite imagery, just like you see on Google Map. And then we put that. So on this platform, you can see, and we can be able to grade the sizes of the cabbage, even before harvesting. We can be able to track the growth, or even know if the fertilizer, after applying fertilizer, we can be able to know 1 week later, is the fertilizer working or not, because of the rate of growth. We can be able to track how big the fertilizer has made our plant, or perhaps at the time of harvesting. So it depends on the context where you are actually using it. Okay. So moving away, there's autonomous farm operation. This is actually what we also do at Integrated Area Precision. There is what we call variable rate application. And this will actually help you save water, save chemical, save your time. Or spot spraying. After collecting data on the field, and we are able to generate a prescription map through artificial intelligence, we will then impute that map that I mentioned the other time into this drone or a tractor. Drone in this case. The drone will then go specifically to where there are weeds or where you want to apply the crop protection product and apply it exactly there. And more importantly, this autonomous farm operation allied safety enabled by artificial intelligence because they have obstacle avoidance. They are intelligent. So they will not be flying around only by themselves and see a tree and go and kiss the tree or hit human being. That's actually what artificial intelligence is doing to us. So as I wrap up, the next slide. The next slide. Okay, I know there are more use cases. I think I have majorly highlighted the use of computer vision, particularly for my examples. But because there's no time, do you want to talk about the LLM, right? It can actually provide farmers with advisory services. If the farmer, just like a WhatsApp, I have so hectare of land. When can I actually plant? There are actually products that now advise farmers what they can plant, how they can plan for the season, and at what time should they be planting. That is actually some of the ways. So, but because of time, but these are actually key considerations we need to actually consider. Data privacy. It is very, very important. I know that this is data community. It's always a debate. Who owns the data? The person who has collected the data or the farmer who has the field? and things like that. But we have to actually do all of these innovations or have this innovation respecting privacy. Digital divide. We must also ensure that as we are actually promoting these technologies or this innovation, it is not also creating more digital divide in our communities or society. Ethical consideration and also farm size consideration. Farm size, let us actually promote technologies, innovation, AI innovation, that is actually inclusive. Both the big and the small farms can be able to enjoy these resources. So, thank you very much for your time.